another day, another week, y'all. We made it. We made it another week. Can y'all believe it? We made another week. Listen, God is doing some amazing things in my life. I know God is doing some amazing things in your life. I'm excited about what He's doing in our lives, right? Because at the end of the day, right, this is the glow up ears. This is what we do at the glow up ears, honey. We grow to glow, and we got to make sure that we're attacking those things, right? Unmasking, right? Dealing with the things that are inside, the things that we deal with internally, right? So we can be the best version of ourselves, even on the outside. We want the inside to match our outside. We want our growing to glow. We want to really truly let our light shine, His light shine, right? And so today, man, God is giving me a word on today, right? And this week I have just been thinking about peace, and I have just been thinking about all of the different things that we as a people that we've been going through as a country, right? I think that sometimes we get distracted in the things that we see, right? We're so focused on the news, and y'all, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes for me, I just have to cut it off. Like there's been so many different prophecies, so many different things that people have been saying, um, to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, making sure that you're prepared, right? Because anything can happen at any given time. We can have all the different wars that can continue. We may run out of food, all of these different things, right? And what I'm constantly reminded of is the peace in the middle of the storm. Like there is peace in the middle of the storm. And y'all, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks, because what God was basically showing me is that He was showing me, and I had read the book of Matthew this week. And when I tell y'all that thing hit me in my shanana, that thing hit me in my shanana, and I was just like, wow. Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 through 27. And it was the NIV. And it says, then he got into the boat and his disciples followed him. Suddenly, a furious storm came up on the lake so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, Lord, save us. We're going to drown. He replied, you of little faith, why are you so afraid? Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. This was the part two that I love too. The men were amazed and asked, what kind of man is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him. So it's so wild to me, right? Because first and foremost, like you're not on the boat with just no anybody, right? You're just not on the boat with just no anybody. And so even you being on this boat, like you're on boat with people who know you, right? And we're talking about the disciples. And at the end of the day, when they were on this boat, and they were out here and they were doing exactly what God has called them to do, right? Because they got to get to the other side, right? Which is out here, they witnessing and they doing all of the things that they're supposed to be doing, right? They're supposed to be followers of Christ. And so at the end of the day, Jesus was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take me a nap. So he took a nap, and while he's sleeping, here comes this storm. And while this storm is in the midst of happening, right, the disciples feel some type of way, because they're like, wait a minute, okay, we need to go wake him up. Like we need to go wake Jesus up, because I don't know what's about to happen. We don't know what's about to happen, because they said it was a furious storm, right? And so when you think about a furious storm, you can think about the trembling, you can think about all of the different gusts of winds, all of the different things that's happening at one time, right? And so all of these things are happening, and so they then wake Jesus up, and then Jesus comes out and he's just like literally rebuking the winds. And the disciples, they are literally looking at Jesus like, well, wait a minute, hold on. What kind of man is this? Hold on, y'all. Listen, I know we've been following him, but we got to stay connected to this man, because even the winds obey him. They were so amazed. And I thought that was something interesting to say about that, because what ended up happening was, right, and this is like some things like that happen with us, right? We get amazed by those things that God is doing in our life. And God says these things are normal, right? Only if you have the faith. If you have the faith to receive, if you have the faith to believe, right? Because all it takes is a mustard seed. And I just thought that it was very interesting. How in the world, right, can Jesus sleep through this whole storm? This storm is going on and he's sleeping. I don't know about you, but listen, I want to be like God, even with all of the chaos, even with all of the things that's going on, right? The challenges of the world, the challenges that's happening even in your personal life right now, the things that you may be going through that you've been dealing with in silent, those silent battles, those things that, you just feel like, man, I just want to give up. I don't want to do this no more. You just feel like you just want to throw in the towel, right? Those things, right? And even when you're going through those things, you just sometimes can get discouraged. And instead of speaking back to that thing like Jesus did, right? and how he still had peace in the middle of it and how he was just sleeping. I don't know about y'all, man. I want to sleep through it. I want to sleep through it. I want a peace that surpasses all understanding. And I truly believe that Jesus was there in that moment to teach them a true lesson, is that even when you're going in the storm, sleep through it. You can't even worry about all of the things that you have going on, because if you worry about the things that you have going on, you will perish. Because literally in their minds, man, I can only imagine what they were going through in their minds. What was their, like, what were they thinking about, right? But I also thought, and I was just like, man, this is wild, right? How they said, it's amazing. Even the winds obey him. Like, they were amazed by that. They were amazed by that. And they were just like, well, wait a minute, hold on. How in the world this man got authority over that? Like, I got to stay connected to that because I want some of that. It's a real thing, y'all. And this is what God wants us to do, right? As long as we continue to stay connected to who he is, and we stay connected to him, right? Who is the source. He will provide the resources. He will make sure that we're straight. He will make sure that all of our needs are met, and even our wants. Yep, you heard me. Even your wants, even those things, again, right, that we deal with, that we're dealing with all of these different things that we're going through, again, silently, whether or not if it's something that we're going through with anxiety, depression, maybe we're going through all of these different things. And God is like, listen, I want to do something new in your life. But what I need for you to do, even in the storm, even when the challenges come, I need for you to rebuke it. I need for you to speak it, right? I need for you to say a word. All I need for you to do is just say the word. And I just need for you to just believe that it's done, right? And let it be done. Don't go back on it, right? Just believe that it's done and it's done. Like, it's just wild to me, right? Because Jesus probably was looking at them like, listen, you don't even realize that you even had the same authority as I got. You could have told this storm to stop. You have authority too, right? You got some power too. And I think that sometimes, right, God tests us in different ways. Like, our faith level, right, it has to increase. And because sometimes our faith level does not want to increase because of our flesh. And our flesh sometimes can get in the way because we so used to the carnal stuff, right? And that's exactly what got Adam and Eve in trouble, right? Because they were following their senses. And sometimes, y'all, we have to go back to our first mind, which was spirit. And if we really truly work and dwell in our spirit, because listen, we can communicate, right, with God. Like, we are literally spiritual gods. Like, God has us in his bosom. Like, we are connected to him. All we have to do is tap in, literally tap into it, right? And I think that sometimes, right, I find myself sometimes identifying a lot with the disciples, because at the end of the day, right, God has no respect of a person, right? However, like, if we begin to develop this relationship with God, because you're responsible for your relationship with God and I'm responsible for my relationship with God, neither one of us are perfect, right? None of us are perfect, right? We're still growing. We're constantly growing. We're steadily evolving every day. We learn things about ourselves every day. The same way that we should be learning things about ourselves every day, we should be learning more and more about God. And I think that this was a testament of the disciples' relationship with God. I really truly believe that this was a testament of their growth level, right? To decide and to begin to build on their relationship. Because guess what? Your relationship with God, again, is personal. And each and every single one of them have their own relationship with who God is. And so even in those moments, right, they began to really recognize and they began to see who he is. And some of us, right, we haven't actually witnessed certain things like the disciples were, right? Because they had him in the physical where they can touch him and hug him, right? And we, on the other hand, we have to have faith in order to even receive the things and even to be able to receive who he is. We have to believe in our hearts, right? And confess in our mouth. And this is the thing too that I'm excited about, because listen, God is doing a new thing in us. He's doing a new thing. He's doing a new thing in us. And so, y'all, there is peace in the storm. Did y'all hear me? There is peace in the storm. There's peace in the storm. Like, Jesus was sleeping. So that further lets me know that I can sleep while the storm is going on. I can sleep while the war and everything else is going on, because listen, I'm going to tell you what, I got authority. I'm walking in the authority that God has given me. Are you walking in the authority that God has given you? I'm just saying, y'all, this thing is real. That's why I say we have to make sure that we're taking this thing serious. We have to make sure that we're taking it personally, because at the end of the day, right, we cannot be worried about the things of the world. We can't worry about the things that we can't change, but we can start with us. We can start with the person in the mirror. Hey, girl. Hey, boo. Hey, this. You know what I'm saying? We can do those things. And the beautiful part about it is, man, that I'm so excited about is that guess what? There's still more room for us to grow. And even in our relationships with God, because guess what? We haven't arrived. We have not arrived. And there is peace in the storm. Be encouraged on today, man. Do not be dismayed. Do not be discouraged by the things that you hear. Do not be discouraged by the things that you're seeing right now, the things that you're watching, the things that people are literally reaching out to you with. Do not be dismayed or discouraged. This is what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to focus on those things that literally are being put in our faces, to lose our focus and to desert and abort our purpose that God has purposed for us to do. Okay? So I don't know about y'all, but listen, I got to fulfill my purpose. I got to fulfill the purpose that God has for my life. And I don't care how long it takes me to do it. But listen, as long as God spare me, I got to do it. I got to get on here. I got to get on here to encourage you and encourage me, right? Because when I'm on here, y'all, I'm not talking to just y'all. I'm talking to me too, right? Because there is peace in the storm. And I'm constantly reminded of that every single day. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful for God's grace. I'm so thankful for his mercy. I'm thankful that he saw fit to give me another day. And I'm just thankful for y'all who are watching this right now. Thank y'all so much for watching this. Thank y'all so much for supporting the podcast. I love y'all so, so much. And I'm always constantly praying for y'all. And even sometimes I go back on these, going back on these lives, and I will write your names down and I will literally pray over you and pray for you, because I don't know exactly what you're dealing with, right? But at the end of the day, man, nobody is an island by themselves. We all need each other, because God said it is not fit for man to be alone. And at the end of the day, even if you're not married, even if you're single, even if you're just out here just living and you feel like you by yourself, guess what? You're not by yourself. Toya is your friend. Toya is your associate. I'm your auntie, I'm your aunt, I'm your pusher, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm all of those things, because at the end of the day, right, we all need somebody. So I love y'all so, so much. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, okay. So this is what I'm talking about. I love that y'all were interacting, and I didn't even see y'all interacting. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Coy. Hey, how are y'all? I hope that y'all are doing good. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Govin, Dara, Julu. Hi. I didn't even see y'all on here, but I appreciate y'all. Anyways, I will see y'all next week. I will be back home. And I'm excited. I'm excited about what God is doing. You should be excited about what God's doing in your life. Remember, there is peace in the storm. If Jesus can sleep through a storm, guess what? So can you. Why? Because you have that authority. Somebody is depending on you to get through your storm. Somebody is depending on you to be that example, right? Of sleeping through the storm, that there will be peace even in the middle of the storm. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna grow through this thing. We're gonna grow through this thing, honey, because we're in this thing together. And this is what we do, right? At the Glow Up is we grow to glow. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next week. All right, y'all. Bye.